Let's talk a bit more about how to read in data to R. So here's our CSV file from last time, and I've just got this open in something that's basically Microsoft Excel. Remember, we had one missing value here, a cell with no entry. One common mistake is to type something in here like missing, for example, and save that. And just looking at this file, that seems fine, right? All of these other entries exist, but this one is clearly missing. So even though that makes sense to us, if we try to load this data into R using this read.csv function and then the path to the file, we'll get something that's not exactly what we might be intending. So if we look at the structure of D, we see that your group is a factor, which makes sense. We typed it in as characters. Characters automatically get converted to factors when we load data frames with read.csv. Trial was an integer, so just 1, 2, through 5. And result, which looking at this file seems like it should be numeric, except for this entry, actually gets loaded in as a factor. So R is actually considering this 0.2, 0.23, and so on to be character strings, just like A or B. Now the reason for that is that we actually do have a character string in this column. And if you have at least one character string, R is going to assume that all of these are characters, even though most of them are supposed to be numbers. So a quick fix for this is to just alter the CSV file, change this back to missing, save it, and then it should read in fine. But if you're noticing that you have a column that you think is numeric, but it's being read in as a factor, go back through and verify that you don't have any hidden strings in that column, like A, B, missing, and so on. Another really common error is an error in your search path. So this is the path, in quotes, to this file. And maybe I just mistyped something. I'll change that P to a Q and try to load in the data. Well, you'll get an error that says that it cannot open the connection. No such file or directory. So this is really good evidence that this file does not exist. There is no file called made_uq in this folder. One last thing I'll mention is that there's a handy function is.na that will tell you whether any of these entries are missing. So I'm just going to reload this data frame, and then I'm going to check to see is.na d. And I get back this result where we only have true if we have an NA entry in this data frame D. So this will quickly allow you to see which of these entries are missing.